13 Eyewitness News brings you Central Indiana's #1 late newscast. Night Beats with John Stehr and Ann Ryder.
Good evening, I'm Lynda Moore. Ann Ryder is on maternity leave.
And I'm John Stehr. Tonight we have more snow on the way and bitter cold temperatures right behind it. Bob Gregory will join us in just a few minutes with the latest forecast. And during the newscast, if you look right down here at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the latest school closings and delays. But first, we have tonight's top story. Investigators sort through the wreckage after a commuter plane burst into flames and nosedived into the ground. The pilot of Comair Flight 3272 tried to land in a snowstorm when the plane went down. All 29 people on board died. The plane was headed from the Comair hub in Cincinnati to Detroit's Metro Airport when it crashed just north of the Ohio border in Monroe County, Michigan. And that's where we find reporter Holly Hollingsworth tonight. She has the latest details for us on this latest crash of a commuter plane in the Midwest. Holly?
On this freezing night here in Michigan, the chill in the air is surpassed only by the chill of the words, "No survivors." A Comair twin-engine commuter plane crashed amid a snowstorm Thursday afternoon about 25 miles southwest of Detroit. All 29 people on board were killed. Flight 3272 was a Delta connection en route to Detroit from Cincinnati, Ohio. It splintered into small pieces on impact. Eyewitness Bob Connor describes what he saw.
When I turned, I saw it. It was kind of going almost like wing over wing. It was twisting kind of clockwise, and then it just nosed down. It was so fast, I didn't really, I don't remember seeing any smoke or any flame or anything until it hit the ground.
The plane, a Brazilian-built twin-engine turboprop, was designed to carry about 30 passengers. Comair bought that particular commuter plane in 1992. A maintenance check just this past November showed no problems. Now, emergency crews remain on the scene tonight, but their duty now is more to protect the scene through morning. First order of business for Friday is to find the data and voice recorders. They will be analyzed in Washington. Now, at least one FAA representative is at the scene. At this staging area here, just a few miles away, many folks are waiting for word and waiting to hear more in the morning. But other than the wait for NTSB investigators, there's little that can be done at the scene or here for the evening. Reporting live from Monroe County, Michigan, I'm Holly Hollingsworth.
And our team coverage on the crash continues. For some, the crash stirs painful memories of Rose Lawn air disaster 2 years ago. As Night Beat reporter David McAnally tells us, both involved twin-engine turboprops, and they happened in bad weather.
Comair flights from Indianapolis could connect in Cincinnati with flights for Detroit, but it was still unclear tonight if any Hoosiers had made that connection with the downed plane today. Since 1991, Brasilia planes have been involved in 3 fatal accidents in the U.S. 2 involved propeller problems. Investigators are sure to look at that, but
I don't know that this incident was related to a prop. It could have been related to weather. It could have been a number of other things.
Indianapolis lawyer and pilot Harry Wilson represents families of victims in a 1994 Roselawn, Indiana crash. An American Eagle ATR-72 went into a farm field when ice built up on its wings. 68 died. Investigators blamed the ATR's poor de-icing equipment. Tonight, Wilson says conditions in Michigan may have been ripe for an icing accident, an accident he says doesn't have to happen.
Well, I think they're avoidable from the standpoint both of the aircraft and the management decision about whether to go or not.
And Wilson says de-icing equipment on the big jets tends to be safer. For the record, ATR has changed its de-icing equipment, says it is now safe. Also tonight, Jennifer Stansbury, a Hoosier who lost a brother in that ATR crash tonight, is on her way from Indiana to Michigan. She is going there to help the family members of today's victims of the Comair crash. She is a founder of a national victim support group. Back to you.
She's a very courageous woman, too. Thank you, David, for that report. And if you do need information about victims of the plane crash in Monroe County, Michigan, you can call this number, 1-800-801-0088. And stay with Channel 13 Eyewitness News for continuing coverage on the Flight 3272 crash. We will have the latest tomorrow morning, beginning at 5 on Eyewitness News Sunrise.
The other big story we're following tonight is the weather. There's plenty of snow on the ground, and now more snow and bitter temperatures are on the way. Tonight, strong winds are blowing snow into drifts across roads that were already plowed once, maybe twice in some cases. Night Beat reporter Yolanda Walker has the latest.
This car spun off the road into a median, leaving its passengers stranded, and icy patches are to blame. Down I-65.
It was all black ice, and cars were just blowing all over the road. It was stopped for about an hour and a half. I think I-70 was the worst.
AAA Emergency Road Service.
As calls pour into AAA, here's what they say you should keep in your vehicle.
A blanket or coveralls in this case, something to keep you warm in case of an emergency. We've got some windshield de-icer that also works for locks, basic set of jumper cables, trusty ice scraper, and a flashlight with good batteries in it.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate? Why?
Cold.
And for those trying to stay warm while passing through?
Well, it's pretty wicked. We came from Florida, nice and green, and now it's freezing cold, so I kind of like it back the other way better.
The snow is blowing, drifting, and piling up. Just look at what the wind's doing to county roads. In the city, trucks reload for tomorrow's commute.
What we're going to probably see is some varying conditions. You'll be driving along, things are looking great, then all of a sudden you'll hit an icy patch. You've got to be especially careful for that tomorrow morning. We're going to try and hit all those tonight, but I'm sure there are going to be a few that get by us.
I want to have blizzards myself. I've been wanting one all year, so.
And from the looks of this, let's hope not. You just saw pictures of how the county roads are drifting, but a lot of snow is drifting off some buildings here in downtown Indianapolis as well. Now, the city DOT says they've already dumped thousands of tons of salt on the roads, and the state DOT says they're going to mix their salt with sand to give motorists a little more traction in the morning. Yolanda Walker reporting live.
Thank you, Yolanda. Boy, you can tell it's cold out there, and the road crews have done a good job because the streets are just wet, despite the fact that it's absolutely frigid out tonight. And our Snow Team 13 coverage continues now with Bob Gregory. He joins us with the first look at the forecast. Bob?
Well, a couple of things to mention, John. Right now, wind chill temperature is -3, and we will have probably a fresh inch of snow on the ground by the commute tomorrow morning. Let's recap some of the snowfall totals today for you. 7 inches, that out at the airport today. 5 inches, Frankfort, Lafayette. 6.5 in the Crawfordsville area. These are from our sky trackers. 4 in Bloomington, 6 in Greencastle, 4 in the Greensburg area. Mick Saunders in Rushville with 6 inches there and some drifting of snow. And then 4.3 in the Muncie area and over 3 inches Portland, Wabash, and Tipton. So these are some of the snowfall amounts that fell throughout the day today. We'll check more for you. But there's another system that's bringing maybe a fresh 1 inch by drive time tomorrow morning, and then possibly another inch during the afternoon tomorrow. We'll talk about that, and then the cold air that is all set to give it its punch here over the weekend, and we'll do all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Probably the best thing is to either stay at home and not go out and drive in this, or to just be very slow when you're on the roads.
That's right, and you can keep it set on Eyewitness News for the latest information on this winter storm. Snow Team 13 coverage continues tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. We'll bring you the latest SkyTrack 13 forecast, all the traffic conditions, as well as all the closings. You can also check for closings and delays on our website at www.wthr.com.
Tonight, hazmat crews are cleaning up a sizable kerosene spill that happened in County near Young Creek. Firefighters say more than 1,000 spilled. The hazmat chief on the scene says the cold weather is making the spill difficult to clean up.
It's a nasty spill. It's a lot of product. It's slow moving. Kerosene sort of adheres to everything.
And the cold makes it that much more difficult.
There was a concern initially with the temperature dropping if everything froze up.
Firefighters hope to have the spill contained by tomorrow morning. The oil company responsible for the spill is not commenting. The accident remains under investigation.
Well, tonight, Julia Carson is officially the Congresswoman for the 10th District. A federal judge administered the oath of office to Ms. Carson this afternoon at Methodist Hospital. You may recall that she's recovering from bypass surgery last week. Ms. Carson hopes to go to Washington later this month. And a reminder tonight to join us Saturday night at 7 for a special conversation with Governor-elect Frank O'Bannon and his wife, Judy, about their road from Corydon to the Capitol. And also tune into Channel 13 on Monday for full coverage of the governor's inauguration, beginning live at 11 a.m.
Tonight, police have made a break in the case of a young mother murdered in her home. This was the scene on Tuesday when the body of Brenda Boynton was discovered in her West Side apartment. She had been stabbed and raped. Tonight, police arrested Carlos Owens. He's charged with murder, rape, and criminal confinement. Police are hunting tonight for an accused carjacker. Anthony Hampton is the target of tonight's street sweep. He's facing charges of criminal confinement, robbery, and carjacking. If you know where police can find Hampton, call Crime Stoppers. You could earn a reward.
And obviously, with the weather like this, a lot of folks are concerned about what's going to be closed tomorrow and what's going to be delayed. If you missed the list of closings at the top of this newscast, we're going to repeat them for you in less than 10 minutes, so stay with us.
Plus, he's paid to repossess cars, but he ended up with precious cargo. An Indiana toddler. We'll have that story.
And some pictures you'll have to see to believe what happens to this cop as he's writing a traffic citation this morning.
Plus, is it an ultrasound or a sign from above? We'll tell you what one couple sees and let you be the judge.
And we'll have tonight's winning lottery numbers, too.
Leaders of business, leaders of industry. Indiana leaders of business and industry have one thing in common: Ivy Tech State College. You see, the top 10 corporations in Indiana and others call Ivy Tech to train their employees because Ivy Tech State College determines the skills a company needs, then delivers job-specific training, which makes the workers of Indiana more valuable to employers of Indiana. And leaders of business and industry like that kind of thing. Ivy Tech State College, because life's not a fairy tale. Call 1-888-IVY-LINE.
In a world where bigger is better, sometimes something gets lost. You. But never at Gertz.
My teacher says germs are uninvited guests that stay too long.
You're right, Catherine. Dad's getting some medicine to make the germs leave.
Walgreens offers hundreds of drive-through pharmacies from coast to coast. So no matter what the weather, you'll stay dry when you leave your home. Or even when you bring it with you.
My teacher also says that the world's largest mammal is the blue whale.
5 children, very busy. Just as dinner is beginning, the phone is ringing. My husband always wonders why I can't get more done during the day. I was a phone slave before I got caller ID. If it's school, I know to call back right away.
Keep track of every call, even hang-ups. Order caller ID now and get the 3rd month free.
I'm able to know every call that has come through on my telephone. Caller ID is just wonderful.
Ameritech, your link to better communication.
In Louisville, a car repo man got more than he bargained for. A 16-month-old boy from southern Indiana sat in the back of his grandparents' Honda Prelude. The engine was running, the grandparents were inside a gas station, and the repo man figured he had a chance to get the car.
So I took my opportunity, which I had, jumped in and took off, repossessing the car. And then when I got over in Lowell, I spotted the kid in the back seat, and I came straight to police headquarters and flagged the police officer down and told him what I had.
The repo man says dark tinted windows kept him from seeing the toddler before he took the car. He took the toddler to the police, who tracked down the parents.
Tonight we have some dramatic pictures to show you of an accident within an accident. Now just take a look at this. A Nebraska sheriff's deputy was investigating a 7-car pileup. He was standing in the middle of the road writing out some citations, and there comes the car taking him out. He fell to the road, and people were absolutely horrified watching this, you can imagine. But coming up here, we're going to show it to you again in slow motion. You'll see just how lucky this man is. He can see the car coming up on him just before it hits him. He turns, and that turning caused his feet to slide up a little bit. The car hits him, takes him completely off the street, and he doesn't get trapped in between the 2 cars, as you can see there. And unbelievably, all he had was a minor shoulder injury after it was all over.
Incredible. And legendary entertainer Frank Sinatra may be suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Tonight, 2 sources close to the singer are saying he has the disease, but Sinatra's spokeswoman denies the report. The 81-year-old singer was hospitalized this morning after suffering a heart attack. Tonight, doctors say his prognosis is good, and the attack was uncomplicated. This is Sinatra's 3rd hospital stay in 2 months.
And from a northern Florida hospital, is it a routine ultrasound of an unborn baby or the image of Jesus Christ? You decide. Look closely at the middle of this picture. Some people say they can see the bearded face of a man. Now look very closely and you can take a look at it there. The baby's parents say they believe God is trying to send them some sort of message. And by the way, the child is due on Easter Sunday.
Wow, that is an incredible resemblance, huh? Well, wine, it's already won praise as a way to keep your arteries clear. And tonight, there may be another reason to have a glass to prevent a deadly disease. The details are in tonight's HealthCast.
You see them each week here on Channel 13. Next, we're We'll tell you if you can plan to spend Thursday nights with the cast of Seinfeld for another season.
Plus, Bob Gregory will tell us what to expect for tomorrow's ride into work. His SkyTrack forecast is next.
And we promised them, and here they are, tonight's winning lottery numbers.
H.H. Gregg is opening superstores all over the place. In fact, we're celebrating 2 grand openings in Louisville right now, which means you can get grand opening prices, too, on more of everything. Appliances, TVs, computers, car audio, electronics, everything. Plus, you can get no interest for 12 months on selected items in every department. See store for details. Shop the H.H. Gregg Superstore near you.
The bigger we get, the more you save.
What was for dinner last night?
Burgers and,
Maybe you should fill that space with stovetop a little more often. Just remember the stovetop.
Excellent.
And they'll remember the dinner. Stovetop stuffing. Everything else is just stuff.
Elan Fur's inventory reduction sale is going on right now at the Radisson Hotel Ballroom, Keystone at the Crossing. It is a total clearance where you can save up to 75% on every mink, fox, beaver, raccoon, lynx, and sable at the biggest sale of the year. Every designer's collection from Christian Dior, Perry Ellis, Adolfo, Zucchi, and others dramatically reduced with no interest or payments until April of '97. It's Elan's multi-million-dollar inventory reduction sale with savings up to 75% off. It ends Monday at 6 p.m. Hurry for best selection to the Radisson Hotel Ballroom, Keystone at the Crossing.
Gripping, brilliant, unforgettable. Critics are calling Ghosts of Mississippi one of the most powerful films of the year. Ghosts of Mississippi, a Rob Reiner film, rated PG-13, at theaters now.
Let me ask you something. Got your ticket?
Can't win without one of these.
Hey, it happened to us.
You know I got a ticket.
A word to the wise.
All it takes is one.
I got my ticket. Getting a ticket can be a good thing.
If I could give the Hoosier Lotto a nickname, I would call it Lucky.
Hey, it happened to us.
This Saturday's Hoosier Lotto jackpot is an estimated $4 million.
Got your ticket?
It's supposed to be my commercial.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, Kato sniffing for clues, plus Diane Keaton jaywalking, and from Jerry Maguire, the always subdued Cuba Gooding Jr. Show me the money! Okay, occasionally subdued. Oh, and pay no attention to that man. Then Conan's got John Cleese tonight, and tomorrow Jay's got Chris Farley and Shannon Doherty.
Now, Bob Gregory's SkyTrack weather forecast, approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Now, there is a fun side to all of this snow we had out here. One of the reasons that I like winter, let's get the family out and enjoy it. While you look at the snow, the people doing the cross-country skiing here, it's only my duty to bring it to your attention here. This is our 3rd good snow so far for the season. Tallying up the 7 inches we had today puts us at 22.5 so far this season. The norm for the normal winter season, 22.8. And the kid still has a few snows to go. We'll check that out for you in a moment. Still light snow falling at the airport and downtown, as you can see right now. Our forecast for the overnight, we're going to continue to have some periods of snow. Morning low will come in at 21 degrees, and there could be a fresh inch on the ground when you drive in tomorrow morning. Light snow at the airport now and downtown. It's 25 here, 24 at the airport. Winds out of the southwest at 17, so our wind chill is -1. Barometers at 29.40, and that's falling. Satellite view, show you a couple of areas of low pressure here, and then the other one down here in Illinois. And as this stuff streams in, a little more snow will be getting into our picture. This is the radar composite showing stuff up in the Great Lakes, and then this other stuff all across the central part of Illinois, which has to traverse back to the east. So, but not a lot of snow with it. As we mentioned, an inch in the morning, and then in the afternoon, maybe an inch. From our Sky Trackers, Speedway out at the airport, 7 inches. That was the most significant amount, 6.5 our number downtown. Also up in the Zionsville area from the Wyckoff, 6.5 inches of snow there. Some other snowfall amounts. The heaviest snow right around the Marion County area, and then lesser amounts off farther to the north, and then on out to the east. Plainfield came in with 6 inches, Avon 6, Lebanon 6.5 up there from Don Melvin. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow is still the same thing. As the system slowly moves away, we'll continue to have some periods of snow. But that's only part of the story here, because some colder air is moving in. Overnight lows will be in the 20s, highs tomorrow in the 20s, but look at this very cold air start to punch into the area. So our lows or our highs for the day actually will occur in the morning, and then throughout the afternoon, temperatures will be in the teens here. 18 Bloomington, Indy, and Chicago. 17 out of Lafayette. Look at 19 degrees, and again, some periods of snow, so our forecast in the afternoon tomorrow could pick up maybe another inch of snow, so 2 additional overall. So our forecast again here for the overnight, some periods of snow for us, brisk cold, 21 will be the morning low, maybe a fresh inch on the ground by the time you drive in. West winds 10 to 20, 8 o'clock in the morning, 21, snow and windy, and then during the afternoon tomorrow, it's going to be cold, snow, brisk wind, temperature at 18 degrees, continue to fall, so an additional 2 inches by tomorrow at night, the way it looks right now. Have a west wind 15 to 25 miles an hour, so dress yourself and the youngsters for wind chills at 0 or below. Here's the story as we lead on into the weekend with some light snow or flurries around. You can see our highs are going to be in the teens. Would you believe that's only about 50 degrees difference than what it was last Saturday? What a difference a week makes. And yes, this snow did count, at least one. And did we get another one this afternoon? Well, we're down to 20 snows to go, and we're going to keep counting.
If we can start knocking those out. All right.
I hope so.
Thanks,
yes,
Bob.
Okay.
Well, if you enjoy a glass of red wine every now and then, you'll be pleased to know that the latest scientific findings say you're doing a good thing.
And Jill Dittmeyer is here now with our HealthCast to tell us a little bit more about all this. Jill.
First, the researchers said that red wine was good to help prevent clogged arteries, thus helping heart disease. Well, tonight they found a connection with cancer prevention. Researchers say that a substance in grapes may actually prevent cancer. Scientists were looking for food combinations that could prevent cancer, and they found that grapes have a substance called resveratrol that keeps cells from turning cancerous. The information appears in tomorrow's issue of Science. Well, if you drink juice to be healthy, make sure it's pasteurized. Contaminated apple juice and cider recently sickened 100 people in the Northwest, and it killed one girl. Now, most juices are only heat-treated to kill the E. coli bacteria. However, the FDA is considering making pasteurization mandatory for all juice producers. Well, Hoosier kids may soon have to wear helmets when they're riding their bicycles. A state senator wants a law requiring all kids age 11 years and younger to wear bike helmets. Parents of violators would be fined $25. Thousands of kids are hurt each year in biking accidents, and 70% suffer head injuries because they're not wearing a helmet. And tonight, the Central Indiana Regional Blood Center is in desperate need of blood donations. The bad weather, the holidays, and the flu have kept a lot of their regular donors from giving blood. Their supplies are at dangerously low levels. In fact, the blood bank is out of type O negative, and they have 1 day's worth of type A negative. Now, if you can help and would like to donate, please give them a call. Here's the number to call, 927-1613 or 1-800-632-4722. They need all blood types, and they would be happy to make you an appointment whenever you can get in there to get it done.
And that's an important thing. You can
Very.
save somebody's life without any impact on yourself, really.
Exactly. Good thing to do. Thanks, Jill.
Sure.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good show tonight. If you're a fan of the show, we have good news for you. The cast agreed to come back for another year. Now, they still have to work out financial arrangements, and that could get expensive for producers because Jerry Seinfeld right now makes $500,000 a show, and the other main cast members make $125,000 per episode. All of their contracts expire this year. But the good news is they say they want to come back and do it for one more season.
Yeah, just a mere drop in the bucket on their salaries, huh? Well, he was stranded for days in the wilderness, but tonight that adventure lands Bobby Unser in trouble with the law. That story is ahead on the Night Beat.
And Dave Calabro joins us now.
Yeah, I've got a couple of great things to tell you about tonight. A huge night for Bonzi Wells and the Cardinals. The Indianapolis Greyhounds try to add to their perfect record. And strap on the skis. I'm going to show you how to enjoy this winter wonderland. We'll be right back with sports.
Former Colt Kevin Call and strength coach Tom Zupanzik.
Kevin, you remember your last MRI?
Sure. I was crammed into a tube, uncomfortable. It was so noisy.
Wait till you see this open-sided MRI.
This is a new higher field open magnet, FDA approved. It's roomy and quiet. You'll be very comfortable.
It's perfect, especially for large or claustrophobic people.
Or for children.
If you need an MRI, have your doctor refer you to open-sided MRI.
Why would you now choose to go anywhere else?
The first major snowstorm of 1997 is
5.5 inches of snow on the ground at the airport.
Definitely not good news, especially for the snow crews.
Bottom line, Keith, are you winning yet?
No. You're losing battle.
We will have extended coverage of this winter blast throughout the morning.
It just snowed too fast, too soon this morning.
That is in contrast, though, to what we've got over here on the side streets.
The worst, at least for right now, is over.
Snow Team 13, only on Eyewitness News.
When you're in the Hoosier State and you've got Miller Lite, life is good. And let her rip.
Hey, come on!
Check that out. Go Pacers!
Great bar!
Beer, ball, and hello. Whoa.
Looking for this?
Man! We're in Indiana. We've got Miller Lite. Life is good.
The all-new Discover Stars on Ice Tour. February 11th, Market Square Arena. With Olympic gold medalist Christy Yamaguchi, Scott Hamilton, and debuting this season, Torval and Dean. With Olympic silver medalist Paul Wiley, four-time world champion Kurt Browning, Olympic gold medalist Ekaterina Gordieva, and more. The greatest skating talents in the world are coming. Tuesday, February 11th, 7:30 p.m. at Market Square Arena. Get tickets now at the Market Square Arena box office and Ticketmaster locations or charge by phone. Don't miss the best in the world. The Discover Stars on Ice Tour.
Good evening. It's time for a Thursday night quiz. What college basketball team has the best record in the state? It may surprise you, but the Indianapolis Greyhounds, they are leading the way. They've won their 12th consecutive game tonight, and it went down to the wire, but they got it done. Don Hines says the Hounds knocked off a tough opponent.
Number 5, Indianapolis. Number 9, Northern Kentucky. One loss in the 25 games between them, and that's the intensity both clubs displayed in the 74-73 Indy win. They're 12-0.
That's a good start, and we still have 15 more games in this league. This is a 20-game league. It's survival of the fittest, and we just got ourselves in position to do something. We'll see what we can do.
The Hounds' biggest lead was 9. They never trailed by more than 4, but they couldn't stop 6'7", 235-pound Cliff Clinton, who led all scorers with 28.
We decided earlier this week that we weren't going to double from him because they have such big shooters, and once they realized that, they just kept pounding into him, and we couldn't find anyone to contain him.
Indy up by 8 late, but handling the ball badly, and we're all tied at 73 with 6 seconds left. David Weesey with 20 points to the line. Were you confident at the line?
Yeah, that's I knew you were going to ask me that one. Didn't it look like it? I mean, the first one rolled around and went in.
So the University of Indianapolis remains undefeated at 12-0. David Weesey from Franklin Central's the hero. I'm Don Hine for Channel 13 Eyewitness Sports.
Way to go, Hounds. Meantime, at Ball State, the Ohio Bobcats used a bobsled to make it to the game on time. Bonzi Wells gave them a bumpy ride tonight. A couple of highlights. Ray McCallum's Cards looking to bounce back from their loss to Toledo on Monday. Bonzi Wells does his part. The junior sensation moving and grooving down low. That's him, the little guy right there. 38 points. This game is tight start to finish. Ohio counters with the Bobcat bruiser, Curtis Simmons, with 30 points. Late surge gives the Cards the win. Bonzi's unstoppable. The Cardinals win 86-76, your final score. Now to the Big Ten. Number 16, Michigan, all over 25th-ranked Illinois. Maceo Baston with the reverse. Wolverines go to the buffet early and often. 300-pound Robert Tractor Trailer dines on 16. It's a Big Ten blowout, 88-74, your final score on the scoreboard. Michigan State and Wisconsin is going to go to the wire, and around the state, Butler loses, and St. Joe lost to IP Fort Wayne as a final up there. Well, if you're looking for some wintertime fun, we've got it for you. It's easy. Head out to Eagle Creek Park. A fresh blanket of snow, and cross-country skiing is at its peak right now. Believe me, if I can do this, anybody can. Here we are out there having a little fun tonight. And, great way to get some fresh air and get a nice workout in. They have several miles of trails for you. Park is located on Indy's northwest side, Eagle Creek. For skiing, here it is right here. 9 to 5 daily. Rental is just $6 an hour, 327-7148 if you would like to go skiing. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. Get out there and work up a sweat.
And it's great exercise,
It is a lot of fun.
I'm going to try it soon, too.
It's easy.
Well, he survived 2 nights in the blizzard. He was lost in the wilderness, but now 3-time Indy 500 winner Bobby Unser has to face the legal fallout from that adventure. Now, remember the pictures of Unser after rescuers found him and a friend in the mountains last month? We were glad to see him. We were surprised that he was still alive. It was a tough ordeal. They were stranded at the New Mexico-Colorado border after their snowmobiles broke down. Well, tonight, the U.S. Forest Service ticketed Unser for driving a snowmobile into a wilderness area. He could get up to 6 months in jail and a $5,000 fine if he's convicted.
But at least he's all right. Well, they've been a Valentine's Day tradition for more than 100 years.
But of course, like everything else, they're being updated for the 90s. We'll tell you a little bit more about that when we continue.
This Saturday, it's the super store-wide one-day sale at Lazarus. This Saturday, take an extra 40% off every already reduced coat and jacket for her. 50% off 14-karat gold and sterling silver jewelry. Save 25 to 50% on Famous Maker men's activewear. Take an extra 40% off already reduced fashion clearance for everyone. And 6 or 8-piece bed and a bag sets, just $69.99 any size. The super one-day sale, this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. with a special preview day on Friday. The one-day sale, only at Lazarus.
Now, back by popular demand, but only till Monday night. It's the used car acquisition sale at Ray Skillman Olds GMC Truck Mitsubishi and Ray Skillman Ford. Due to special arrangements, make the buy of a lifetime. You pay a $37 acquisition fee and take over the payments on one of over 600 used vehicles. This is not a lease. Yes, a $37 acquisition fee. Hurry, this sale ends Monday night at Ray Skillman Olds GMC Truck Mitsubishi and Ray Skillman Ford at the giant used car lot a half-mile north of the Greenwood Park Mall on U.S. Highway 31 South.
Take a barbecue break with McDonald's McRib Sandwich. It's long on taste, but short on time. So enjoy a McRib Sandwich before it's gone at McDonald's.
Never before, never in carpet retailing history have savings been so big, selection so impressive. New York Carpet World's big sale, truly extraordinary. The biggest savings ever on the world's best carpets. The big sale, price cuts so drastic they can never be repeated. Padding is free, credit's free, with no money down and no payments for a whole year. Yes, no money down with no payments till 1998. The sale that surpasses all others. The savings you dare not miss. The big sale ends Saturday at New York Carpet World.
You know, some things just improve with age. At Revco, it's our prices for senior citizens. If you're 60 or over, Revco invites you to join our Senior Shoppers VIP Club. That way, you'll save 10% on prescriptions and Revco brand products every day of the week. And on Wednesdays, you'll save 10% on everything in the store. With that kind of senior VIP treatment, why would you go anywhere else? Revco, a friend for life.
There's a new twist tonight on an old Valentine's Day favorite. I remember those little candy hearts for your sweetheart that the Necco Candy Company made? Well, this year they've updated their messages to include things like fax me and email. The company began making the little conversation hearts out of sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin in the early 1900s. And one thing that hasn't changed in all that time is the recipe.
Of course, but it's time to get up and stay with the times anyway. It's about time to start buying them, too.
Going to have a bigger heart to put all that stuff on there, too, aren't you, as a matter of fact. Had some light snow going on both downtown and at the airport. Our Skycam will give you a view of the city anyway. And, of course, as we have told you earlier in the evening, there is some drifting, especially on the rural roads. Tomorrow morning, here's the story as far as temperature is concerned. 21 degrees at 8 o'clock. Expect probably a fresh 1 inch on the ground at that time. And then in the afternoon tomorrow, temperatures will be in the teens. Dress yourself and youngsters for wind chill temperatures at 0 or below. We could pick up then an additional inch during the afternoon tomorrow, so by tomorrow night we would add 2 to what we already have on the ground in the various areas around central Indiana.
Yeah, that wind's a real killer. Tonight it was in the 20s, but man, it seemed a lot cooler than that with the wind.
It's a shocker, no doubt about it.
Stay tuned to Eyewitness News in the morning for sunrise, and we'll have all the updates for you on the closings. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Good reading skills are necessary to succeed in school and life. But there are many children and adults in Indiana who are poor readers. Purchase a literacy license plate and help a child or adult become a stronger reader. Pick up an Orange membership application at area license branches and join the Indiana Literacy Foundation. Proceeds benefit the Literacy Helpline, where people can call to give or receive reading help. With your support, we can read Indiana Read.